Well, hello YouTube. Just leaving a garage in Abbey where I've stopped to buy a sandwich and out for today's run. As I say, I'm in the medium-sized market town of Abergavenny in southeast Wales, and I'm going to take a left here onto the B4233. What does this say? Oh, that's alright. It's not closed at the moment. Yes, I'm just leaving Abergavenny and I'm heading for the town of Monmouth. And after that we'll take a ride up the Wye Valley to Tintern, and there's a ruin of an abbey there, Tintern Abbey, and that's my route today. So it's starting off in the market town of Abergavenny, travelling to Monmouth, and from Monmouth up to Tintern. And from memory I can get a nice ice cream at Tintern. I chose this road from Abergavenny because it's a fairly quiet road, a nice road to ride. Some lovely views. I don't know if the camera can pick those up. It's a little hazy, but for the rider it's you know, spectacular views. And equally we're going to go through the village of Rockfield, where is based Rockfield Studios, Rockfield Recording Studios. And it's a place I have visited some long time ago, 40 odd years ago. I went there to take some pictures, but it's hosted a few quite well-known, well, very well-known music stars over the years. I mean, I can name a couple: Queen, Oasis, Black Sabbath. That's just to name 3. But there are many more, I'm sure, have been there, and one of them is a local lad called Dave Edmonds, who I believe isn't too well at the moment, so I wish him well. Another thing, I'll have a little chat about something I've done to the bike this time. I think at last I've got my luggage, for want of a better word, the way I want it. I don't carry much, just day-to-day stuff like wet weather gear, a few tools, bit of room for a sandwich and a flask of coffee. So I don't need huge luggage, but I do like to be able to carry some stuff with me. And of course there's a little bit of camera equipment I've got to bring. But anyway, I think I've got it sorted out, and a bit later on when I stop I'll do a little walk around and show you what I've done. As for a couple of the things I've had done recently, like the belt drive, I'm still delighted with that. No issues at all. And the speedo that was replaced under warranty hasn't given me any trouble, but I'll be quite honest, we haven't had any really hot days. Even today is very nice, but it's only going to be about 22. I think most times that my old speedo gave me trouble, it was up nearer the 30 mark. You never know, we may get another bit of summer this year. But anyway, so far so good. Happy without my Aochi on there, nothing. So I'll say that again, there was nothing wrong with the AOG, it's just that I decided with a bit of prompting that I prefer the handlebars with nothing on them, not even the phone. Yes, I've done virtually everything I want to do to this bike now. There is one thing, again, it was mentioned, somebody mentioned it in the comments, they're thinking of it as well, and that's fitting a Rev Counter here. Now, the reason I'm thinking of putting a Rev Counter in is because I'm constantly looking for another gear. This is the one of this series that doesn't have the gear indicator on the dashboard, and I'm constantly looking for another gear. Well, prior to this I had a Triumph America which didn't have a gear, what's the word, a gear indicator on it either, and I used to use the Rev Counter. I knew if I was doing 3,000 revs at 60 mile an hour I was in top gear. If it was 3,600 I was not in top gear at 60 mile an hour. So I think if I had a Rev Counter on this one, I could figure out what revs I'm doing at 50 mile an hour, say, in 5th, 4th and 3rd, and by working that out I know which gear I'm in. That's something I'm thinking about. It's a plan. The village of Rockfield. Now all we've got to do is look out for the studio. From memory I think it would be up here somewhere on the right. There it is. Had to turn round. Right, well I found Rockfield Studios. I zipped past it but turned round and came back, and I've taken a little picture. Right, onwards we go. Yeah, I think all the time it was a recording studio. It was still a working farm. I could be wrong there, but that's my understanding. But anyway, that was Rockfield Studios. Welcome to Monmouth. So we've made Monmouth. We're not actually going through Monmouth, but we're going to actually do a bit of dual carriageway and then take a right and head towards Tintern. That's the Mono Bridge there, I believe. That's the way into Monmouth town, but we're going to bypass and head on. And that's obviously the new bridge, or newish. So we want to go straight on here, heading towards Ross-on-Wye. Very rarely do I get on a dual carriageway, which is like a mini motorway. I'm not on this one for long, but let's see how the Enfield copes. No problem. I don't think I can take a right here. No, I can't. I can see the sign now. I've got to go up to the roundabout and come back. In the left lane as we approach the lights. I wasn't sure of which way to go there, but I did the old-fashioned thing and followed the signs. Again, I love these tunnels of trees. The trees make a tunnel, don't they? Look at that. I absolutely love that. There's the bridge. We're going to cross the river now. Chepstow and Tintern. we are, over the River Wye. Well, the sign says the old station at Tintern, so this must be us coming into Tintern. What a beautiful place, eh? Look at that. Green all around. I imagine the river is just at those trees. I can't see it, but it almost certainly is. There we are. Welcome to Tintern. Very nice. Not too far now and we should see the Abbey. There's the river winding its way through the village. Just see the top of the ruins. The abbey, of course, is a ruined abbey. If I'm not mistaken, it was destroyed by Henry VIII, but I'll check that. There's the Abbey in front of us. I made it here on without changing my battery, which I was getting a little bit worried about, but we're here now. Take a left, look at that. Very busy. Dip, so I'm up. Bit of a boo-boo. I'd forgotten to plug the mic in as I was doing the walk round to show the luggage. But what I managed to do was fit another hard box on the other side, on the left-hand side, to match the one on the right-hand side. I know they're not sold to go on the left-hand side, but I figured why not? If I could make it fit, it would be good. Balances the bike out. The only difference is the one key is there on the original, and the other key has to be there because it's back to front. But if you can put up with that, why not? I think it looks fine, and it enables me to carry a bit more. I've been riding behind this 650 Super Meteor for a short while, and he's just about to overtake the car in front, and he has the poke to do it, as you see, and I'm not sure I do have the poke, so I'm going to sit where I am. Anyway, I've decided to continue with voiceover because there's still no sound, and even though I was going to end the video about now, I haven't found anywhere to have lunch, so I'm going to continue up through and past Chepstow and cross the Severn Bridge over the Bristol Channel, and there are services the other side. I'm going to stop there and have my lunch. Right, we've passed Chepstow and we're just coming onto the motorway leading onto the Severn Bridge. It's the first Severn Bridge, built in the late 60s, I think, so it's getting on a bit. To our right, we can't see it very well, but to our right is the new Severn Bridge, built about 30 years ago to replace or to work alongside this one. But the main motorway now goes over the other bridge. On the other side of this bridge is a services. As I say, I'm going to stop there and have my lunch, but I thought I'd take you over the bridge. Just had some lunch, and we're now heading back over the bridge and onto the motorway. This is the M48, which leads on to the M4. I'm going to take that down to Newport, then take a right along the A449 and head towards Raglan, and I'm going to stop and have a cup of coffee at the castle in Raglan. Well, the Enfield's doing really well on this little bit of motorway. It's holding its own. I don't think I'd like to be doing hundreds of miles every day on a motorway on it, but for the odd jaunt where you have to do about 20-30 miles, it copes fine. I haven't got any problem with that. We're on the A449 Newport to Monmouth Road, and that's our sign to exit and we should see Raglan Castle pretty soon. And there it is in all its splendour, Raglan Castle. I'll just ride round here and look for a spot to park and have my cup of coffee. And I think I've snuck a cake in too. Found a nice spot, so I'll have my cup of coffee and cake here, and I'll also end the video. Thanks very much for watching. I hope the voiceover section at the end didn't ruin it too much. Next time I'll be sure to plug the microphone in properly. Anyway, bye for now. Catch you next time.